Joining us now to talk about this is David Jassy himself. David, welcome to TMZ Live.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
First of all, David, congratulations. This is not only an accomplishment, but it is so well received.
Thank you so much. You know, it's truly a blessing to have that kind of support from the community.
So, David, let's talk about what you actually did there, because you basically created or built a makeshift studio, worked with other inmates who wanted to rap, and you showed them how to not only, I mean, there were people that are rapping on the songs, obviously, but you also taught the inmates some skills as far as being a music engineer. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I always wanted to make sure that it wasn't only just getting into the studio and rapping, but also knowing the professionalism in the industry and what really is required by an artist. But the main focus was really to draw another narrative that was more geared toward warning kids about the criminal lifestyle.
Hey, David, you know, one of the things that really struck me about this is the cooperation the prison gave you. And, you know, there's been so much talk, you know, over the last few years that prisons are warehousing people rather than rehabilitating them. This feels like maybe they listen to the criticism, because this is really a good thing.
Yeah, I would say that San Quentin is probably in the forefront as far as California goes. Part of that has to do with vicinity to Marin, and there's a lot of volunteers coming in. This is not some that was an easy project to get approved, and it took a lot of convincing. And it all started in my cell. I had a keyboard. I was fortunate to get a keyboard in, and I started making beats in my cell, and all the youngsters used to stand outside of the door rapping. And I noticed that there was actually guys from different fractions, because prison is very segregated. So just the fact that different guys from different gangs used to come outside my cell was kind of unique for prison. So I kind of wanted to use that, and I also paired these different gang members in the same song. That was, a unifying factor.
So you have 17 tracks on the album. It's called the San Quintin Mixtape, Volume 1. That makes me think that there's a Volume 2 coming. How many songs all told did you put together in there?
We recorded more than 100 songs in there. These songs that we have on Volume 1 is basically half of these songs were pretty much based and produced on my keyboard that I had in the cell. Greg Wells, the producer of Adele and Katy Perry, also made a very generous donation and contacted some software companies, as well as Jamie Lunder and Bobby, that also came in and donated more music equipment. So after they did that, I could actually get more equipment that was more professional, and we could get a better sound to the actual mixtape.
I'm wondering, with all the people who participated, are they going to get paid? And is there anything about California law in terms of people making money while they're in prison that might impede that?
It's not legal at the moment for anybody that's incarcerated to get paid. However, we chose early on to donate these money to victim rights organizations. So we donated to National Center for Victims of Crime, Boys and Girls Club of Oakland, and Potrero Hill Neighborhood House. So for me, it was important to actually give back to the victims, for the victim impact that we've caused. To me, it's all, it's a win-win. It's an all-in-all good. These guys get a rehabilitation. They get a place where they can actually tell their stories, and also the victim rights organizations also get a fair share of this.
Yeah, David, it is really remarkable. I just want to applaud you for what you, look, people should know we didn't get into it here, but the full scope of your story is you did time because you were in a fight during the assault. The other person was killed and you were sentenced to prison. But I want to applaud you because not only did you go into prison, you did your time, but you did something not only for yourself, but that helped so many other individuals and helped rehabilitate them and give them skills that when they get out, they can actually use. So it's a really remarkable thing you did. Congratulations to you, man.
Thank you so much.
I want to second that. You are a fantastic person to do something like this, because this is going to set a tone going forward. And it's such a great thing. Thank you for being on. We're honored to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me. I just want to say that everybody in prison watch TMZ.
Yeah, well, I would rather have them do it when they have options, but thanks.
Right.
Thanks,
all right.
David.
So it's the San Quintin Mixtape. It is available on all streaming platforms right now. So That's what prison reform, that's when people talk about prison reform, that's what you want to see in action, that kind of thing.